2 simple steps. Practice your 2-minute escape drill and test your smoke alarms monthly. Visit soundthealarm.org/New Mexico to sign up and help educate your neighbors on fire safety. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229 AS Artesia.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. Bipartisan group of senators reaching an agreement with President Biden on a $953 billion infrastructure plan following long negotiations. Pared down plan with $559 billion in new spending has rare bipartisan backing and could open the door to the president's more sweeping $4 trillion proposals at a later date. Biden administration stepping up preparation for relocating thousands of Afghan interpreters and others who have worked for U.S. forces. Democrat Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton, a retired Marine Corps officer, says the evacuation should have already started.
It's clearly long overdue today. So we need to start immediately, and we have not yet received a timeline for the administration. Obviously, the news this morning is very welcome news, but as I said, it's far from the last chapter in this story. We need to make this happen.
Also at townhall.com, the search continues now in Florida. A wing of the 12-story beachfront condo that collapsed earlier in the morning, killing at least one person while trapping residents in the rubble. The latest word, rescue teams now have accounted for 102 survivors, but 99 people are still missing. One of the residents said she heard a loud bang around 1:30 in the morning.
It could have been thunder, but it didn't really sound like thunder, and we felt the building shake. And we knew something was up. It rattled us. We immediately got out of bed. We looked around. We looked out the window. Our apartment faces the street, and I saw a plume of smoke coming up.
U.S. economy grew at a solid 6.4% rate in the first quarter of this year. Commerce Department says the growth in the gross domestic product unchanged from 2 previous estimates. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
Hey, you should move over. Red right return.
Right, red right return.
No, just red right return because
No, I'm saying red right return, but then right to agree.
Okay, but you're on the...
I should have said correct. I know it's red right return, but...
You're on the left and it's red right return. Red right return.
The tides can turn quick on the water. Progressive has you covered as a leader in boat insurance. Get a quote today at progressive.com.
Oh, I was on the left. Right.
Please stop talking.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The House Judiciary Committee has advanced 5 antitrust bills targeting the biggest tech companies in the country.
Although the bills had bipartisan support, they also drew criticism from Democrats and Republicans, highlighting the uphill battle they'll face as they head to a full floor vote. Before adjourning, the committee voted to advance one of the most controversial measures, which would aim to prohibit dominant platforms from self-preferencing their own products and services. The committee also voted to advance a bill that would prohibit tech giants from acquiring competitors.
That is correspondent Bernie Bennett reporting. A senior Russian diplomat is warning that Moscow will be ready to fire at intruding warships to protect its borders. The tough statement from the deputy foreign minister comes in the wake of a Black Sea incident in which a British destroyer sailed near Crimea in an area that Russia claims as its territorial waters. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Well, the Border Patrol chief, who was a supporter of the Trump border wall, is being replaced.
Rodney Scott, who was appointed by President Donald Trump in January 2020, has been forced out as chief of the U.S. Border Patrol. During a call Wednesday, Scott told top agency officials he was given 60 days to decide whether to accept reassignment or retire, according to an official with direct knowledge who spoke on condition of anonymity. Scott had enthusiastically embraced then-President Trump's policies, including building a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. He had refused to comply with the Biden administration directive to stop using terms like illegal alien in favor of descriptions like migrant. Mike Gracia, Washington.
Tough times in the western U.S., the major drought and very high temperatures, wildfires, now grasshoppers stripping bare western rangelands. More on these stories at townhall.com.
And this is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. It's 3:05 on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. The Lady Bulldogs won their softball game over Silver High School this morning, and now they await the winner of the Gallup Miyamura game to determine who they will play in the state championship Saturday at noon at the UNM softball field in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, special bonus treat. We are going to bring to you that softball game. So we're going back to Gallup. Sammy C is standing by, and let's join their broadcast in progress as we have the semifinal softball game from Gallup, New Mexico here on KSVP. Take it away, Sammy.
There's the first pitch of the ball game. This one's fouled out of play from Lakeisha Shorty. It's going to be strike one. 0-1 the count for Miyamura. Wearing jersey number 7 on deck will be Shelby Cordova, followed by Trishelle Trujillo. We're going to pick up the lineups and everything as we go along. Of course, thanks for your patience and allowing us to do this because we had to make the trek all the way to the west from the east. Next pitch is going to be a strike. Count is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. The next pitch. This one's going to be low and away for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Really hard to pick up the balls and strikes, Al. There's a canopy right in front of us from our vantage point up above, so we'll do the best we can to pick it up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Shorty, here's the pitch. This one's going to be low for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ace J. Haynes pitched a great game against Bernalillo on Tuesday. She's on the mound again, the right-handed pitcher for the Gallup High School Lady Bengals and Coach Spencer. Coach Lovato and the Miyamura Patriots here trying to get it going early. Here's the next pitch. This one's going to be a call to strike 3. That's a strikeout. And 1 away. 1 out.
Shortstop, number 2, Shelby Cordova.
Shelby Cordova coming to bat right now. We'll take a look at the defensive alignments for the Gallup High Bengals. Shelby stepping up, right-handed batter, shortstop on defense, wearing jersey number 2, gray-bodied uniforms, silver, if you would, for the Miyamura Patriots. First pitch is swing and a miss. Numerals and lettering in white, trimmed in purple. They've got the black helmets. A lot of purple on that side of the team. On deck, we have Trishelle Trujillo here, top of the first inning, just underway, Gallup and Miyamura in the softball semifinal. This next pitch is going to be ball. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1-1 the count. Madison Antonio's over at first base for the Miyamura Patriots. We'll take a look at their lineup in a moment. Here's one lifted into center field for a base hit between the second and shortstop. So aboard at first base is Cordova with a single. And the first hit of the ball game given up by S.J. Haynes brings up Trishelle Trujillo. For the Gallup High Bengals at first base, we have Caitlin Pablo. We have Catherine Lincoln at second base. Shortstop, we have Savannah Watson. Third base, Adriana Lynn. In the left field position, we have Shaylee Vicente, Taylor Morgan in center field, Brenna Vicente in right. Catching is Steph Charlie, and on the mound is S.J. Haynes defensively. Yeah, this is going to be runners at first and second right now. First and second. KSVP is joining the broadcast here. Gene Dow, thank you so much. They're in Artesia. They're wanting the broadcast feed, so we're broadcasting in Artesia as well as 93X today. Because they're awaiting right now. They won their game 4-0 today, and they're awaiting the outcome of this game to determine if it's going to be Gallup or Miyamura on Saturday at noon in Albuquerque. And here's the pitch. This one's going to be a low pitch for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Amber McKell comes up to bat for the first time today with runners at first and second and nobody out. Or one out, I'm sorry, Shorty on the strikeout. The 1-0 pitch to McKell, swing and a miss, that's a strike. Goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Andrea Vincent, the pitcher, waits on deck, and Jasmine Ottagine. Wind coming out of the west here rather briskly. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Strike called. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Amber. Amber McKell trying to display an Amber Alert right now, Al Zane, with runners at first and second, trying to get something going to bring a run or 2 in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really hard not being able to see the strike zone from here, but we'll do the best we can when we see that right arm going up, man, from our home plate umpire.
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to look for and listen for, I guess.
Yep. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hayes delivery. This one is popped up foul on the left side. It was playable, but out of the reach of the oncoming catcher, Steph Charlie. So we'll do this again. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Amber batting in the number 4 position in the cleanup spot. Runners at first and second. On deck, Andrea Vincent. Then we have the number 6 batter, Jasmine Ottagine, then Madison Antonio, Gabby Garcia, and Shastea Malone. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck out. So that's the second out of the inning, and Haynes registers her second K. So runners at first and second. They're 2 down. And Andrea Vincent, the pitcher, will step up, batting the number 5 position in the batting order. She's a left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. And here's the pitch. This is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. 8th grader, only an 8th grader. Young one, too.
Yep.
That's one thing about softball. I gotta love it. You see a lot of these young ladies start when they're 8th graders and freshmen moving and developing so well. This one's back to the box. Pitcher gets it over to first base on a 1-3 shutdown of Andrea Vincent for the 3rd out of the inning. So, in the inning, there were no runs on 1 base hit and 2 left on base.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
And there were no errors. At the end of a half an inning of play, Miyamura falls short, and we'll see Gallup for the first time in the home half of inning number 1 right here on 93X. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. The Calico Cow is utterly stocked full of spring and floral fabrics. Everything you need to welcome in spring. And brand new to the Calico Cow, new Brothers sewing machines are available and on sale. Learn more and shop online at roswellquilting.com or move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop located in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come spring into the cow.
Stuck at home? Don't want to answer the door? Have PVT install a Skybell video doorbell. PVT is your local trusted security company that can turn your home into a connected smart home. PVT's offices and technicians here in southeastern New Mexico provide peace of mind with a security or smart home solution for every budget. Call PVT today at 575-748-1241 or visit pvt.com.
Sammy Seebacker live at Gallup High School on the west side on this beautiful day here for softball. We go ahead to the home half of the first inning, and coming to bat will be the Gallup High School Lady Bengals for the first time today. In case you missed it earlier, the Miyamura boys fell short today, 3-2 against Academy, left the tying run at second base. It ends up that the Miyamura Patriots, number 2 seed in the state, got eliminated in baseball. And the stage is set for the championship in 4A state championship between St. Pius and the Albuquerque Academy Chargers. Al, your thoughts on that game?
Well, there were just a little bit too many mistakes, not just on the Patriot team. They just didn't execute on a couple of plays that they really needed to. But there was a lot of mistakes, too, on the officiating, too.
Yeah, there's a comedy of errors, one thing right after the other. It was just unbelievable, unfortunate.
The unfortunate thing is they mostly went against the Patriots.
Yeah, that was the bad part of it. So right now we have Vincent coming to a pitch, right-handed pitcher, facing for the first time the top of the order, S.J. Haynes, our pitcher from Gallup here. Here's the first pitch to her as we see offense for the first time here for Gallup High School. It's ball 1 ball and no strikes. Artesia defeated Silver earlier today in the 4A state quarterfinal or semifinal game. They'll advance to the championship game against the winner of the Gallup Miyamura game, which is underway right now. Andrea Vincent on the mound, right-handed pitcher, serves it up, and this is going to be a strike call. 1 ball and 1 strike. 16 wins straight for Gallup, 4 wins in a row for Miyamura. Miyamura coming in 16-3 overall, and 19-2 is Gallup High's win-loss record. There's the pitch. This one's lifted up into center field, and couldn't make the play there. It's going to be a little bit of a hop in front, and it's going to be thrown in a little wildly, and taking second would be Haynes on that fast ball. So we got a single to her, and then the center fielder, and I don't know if I would give her the error. I think the error more just, I don't know, what do you think?
I think it comes from the center field.
Yeah, so he ate. Okay, so we'll do an error on the center fielder there for Miyamura, who is Shorty. Keisha Shorty. So we have a runner, pinch runner coming in. Jasmine Marufo will come in to pinch run. Jasmine Marufo wearing number 6. Jasmine Marufo comes up now, the second batter. Brenna Vicente, the right fielder, with a runner aboard at second base for Gallup. The pitch. This one's a little high, and that's going to be ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. First and third unoccupied, bottom half of the first inning, and no score. Gallup High School at bat for the first time with Brenna Vicente, the batter, the right fielder, wearing jersey number 1. Marufo, pinch runner at second base. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be a little high for a ball, and they're not afraid to take these bases and make you throw, and that's exactly what they did here. And a wild throw into third base, but they're going to hold on before sending her to home plate. Al.
Yeah, lots of wild throws there by the Miyamura Patriots.
So Haynes is runner, the pinch runner. Marufo's over at third base, just a few feet away from scoring the first run for Gallup. So one thing we noticed Tuesday when we were here in the Bernalillo game, you know what? Gallup, they don't flash it up. They just peck away, and before you know it, you're down by 12 runs.
Right.
And that's what they do.
Get stronger as the game goes along.
2-0 pitch goes to 3-0, 3 balls and no strikes. And right now, Vincent is in trouble. The outfield, Madison Antonio's at first base. Gabby Garcia's at second. Shelby Cordova's at short. And Trishelle Trujillo's over at third base for Miyamura. Next pitch is ball 4. So now runners are on the corners for Gallup High School. Nobody out. Making way for Catherine Lincoln, our second baseman. The outfield is made up of Jasmine Hadakeen, Lakeisha Shorty's over in center field, and Shastea Balone is over in right field. Catcher is Amber McHale. On the mound, the right-handed pitcher Andrea Vincent for Miyamura. Runners at first and third. Here's Lincoln, and the pitch from Vincent. Squaring around the bunt, nothing doing. It'll be ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Today's game is proudly sponsored by Elite Laundry and Dry Cleaners, Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company, Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico, Small Fry Dentistry, Alice Chandler Trading Company, Horizon Enterprises, and by Big Mike's Rentals. 1 ball, no strike count, the pitch, and that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Vincent having a hard time finding the strike zone here for the Miyamura Patriots in the bottom of inning number 1 here, and no score, but Gallup is knocking on the door as they usually are. Meanwhile, a moment ago, Vicente trekked over to second base, so both are in scoring position. There's the pitch. This one is going to be called a strike. 2 balls in, 1 strike, 2-1 to count. Taylor Morgan awaiting on deck. Taylor is batting cleanup, followed by Ketlin Pablo, and then Steph Charlie, and on to Savannah Watson after that. And we have a DH coming in shortly. Here's the pitch. This foul down the third base side. Count goes even at 2-2. Michaela Dinespi will be the DH for Shaylee Vicente, the left fielder, in the number 8 position. And then Adriana Lynn, number 99, will be over third base for the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. Squaring around the bunt. Runners at second and third. Let's see what comes forth here. The pitch is lifted into left field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Bobbled up in left field. Here's a throw for a second run. That one comes in. 2-0 Gallup. And a double. Going into second base is Lincoln with 2 RBIs. Scoring from third base is Marufo, the pinch hitter for Gallup's Haynes, the pitcher. Brenda Vicente comes in and scores. So Lincoln is aboard at second base. Got a double. And here comes Taylor Morgan. And, we were talking earlier about winning 2 against Miyamura, and the third one may be a tough one now. It's not affecting Gallup, trust me. It's not affecting Gallup. Taylor Morgan comes to bat for the first time. She's a starting center fielder for the the Gallup High Bengals. Miyamura trying to get their first out here, seeking their first out of the ball game on defense. The pitch is going to be high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Pablo's on deck, number 15. Caitlin Pablo, our first baseman. Taylor Morgan right now, the 1-0. It's called a ball. Thought I heard strike a moment ago. Yeah, 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, it's hard to see these, see the balls and strikes, Al. Kind of took away our vantage point here. Next pitch, lifted up in the center field. That's going to be in for a base hit, and an extra base hit indeed. Probably it in center field. Here comes 1 run, the second run in to score. The third run in to score, and coming in would be Lincoln. And Taylor Morgan changes positions with her at second base. And 3 runs are across right now for Gallup High School. Morgan's over at second. Here comes Caitlin Pablo, the first baseman. Having a little conference on the mound. They're just explosive. They just keep poking away, man. That's what they do, and they're doing it all with nobody out, Al.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. And, you know, right now the outfield for the Patriots just making some bad choices with their throws and seem to be bobbling the ball once they get it into their gloves.
Yep.
Got to get rid of those nerves.
Yep. Caitlin Pablo coming to bat right now. Steph Charlie is on deck. Right-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. The winner to advance, loser will wrap it up for the year. Here's a high pitch. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Still in the home half of the first inning, and a 3-0 Gallup lead in the early going. Artesia scoring their victory earlier today, awaiting the outcome of this game to find out who they match up with at 12 noon on Saturday for the championship game. This pitch is going to be called a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Well, we got one right. How's that?
1.
I had a dream, Al. I'm having a vision here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Foul down the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andrea Vinson is the pitcher. Got the organ going there in the background, Al.
They got a pretty good organist here at Gallup High School.
Really a good organist. Got to settle down right now, and it looks as though a little uptight right now is this Miyamura team out on defense. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Took something off it. It's going to be a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. High-scoring games that we've had in the 2 prior meetings between these 2 schools, with Miyamura getting a run or 2, a few runs here and there, but the double digits belong to Gallup. Here's the pitch. This one's lifted up in the left field and might be trouble. It's out of the ballpark.
Gone.
It's gone for a 2-run dinger. Al, how about that for a big hit?
Yeah, she was pulling the ball down the third baseline, and she just knocked this one down in the left field.
Cleaned up the bases, man. 5 up and 5 across. 5-0 Gallup now, and a home run. 2 RBIs for Caitlin Pablo, the first baseman. 5-0 Gallup here in the bottom half of the first inning, and it brings up Steph Charlie, number 12. Charlie's our catcher for Gallup. Meanwhile, Miyamura kind of lost, not sure what they're going to do here.
Well, they're looking to the dugout and awaiting something.
Nothing yet. Oh, they're waiting for a ball. Going to replace the ball or something? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll try everything right now, I guess. 5-0, bottom of the first inning, and now still nobody out in this game.
Wow.
Broadcast is brought to you by T&R Market, Jerry's Cafe, Sports World, Universal Air. Today's game is proudly sponsored by Butler's Printing and Office Supply, the County of McKinley Fire Group, also by Grandpa's Grill, Ed Corley Nissan, First Baptist Church, and Pepsi-Cola Bottling of Gallup. Going to make a change, huh?
Looks like they may be. I can't tell.
I can't tell yet either. Of course, we're always the last ones to find out on that, Al.
Yeah, it looks like they are.
Flip-flop? Or what are we doing here?
Looks like Vincent's going to second base there.
Okay, so let me make the change here. So
going to the mound is going to be Shorty.
Okay.
Keisha Shorty.
Boy, the ERA is going to look pretty tough on this one. Andrea Vincent went to second.
I believe so.
Well, while we're doing this, why don't we take a 60-second break from our sponsors, and we'll be back momentarily here on 93X. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Batter up.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Relief of Andrea Vinson. Oh, boy, the ERA is going to be pounded on this one here. Lakeisha coming in relief. Pitcher comes right back to the box. She gets it, throws it over to first base, and that's a 1-3 put out to get the oncoming Steph Charlie. So one away. Lakeisha Charlie retires the first one. Meanwhile, and Andrea Vinson went over to second base. Gabby Garcia goes into left field, I believe.
Number 11, Savannah Watkins.
And then Jasmine Onegin goes into center field. So 4 changes on that defensive change, I believe. Here comes Steph. Here comes Savannah. This one is going to be a hit batsman.
Took it to the back of the helmet.
Boy, that's a tough one, Al. So each with an HP right now.
Designated hitter, number 7,
Michaela Dinesby is coming up right now, the designated hitter, the 8th batter to come to the plate this inning. Shaylee Vicente is who she's DHing for, the left fielder. So we have a runner at first base aboard on that hit by pitch situation. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning, 5-0 in favor of Gallup. There's a pitch. It's called a strike. 0-1. Keisha's been around the program here at Miyamura for quite a while. She knows what she's doing. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, she didn't agree with that.
No. Thought she could have had a strike, but it didn't turn out that way. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first base. 5-0 Gallup the pitch. This one's going to be low for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And you've got a lot of experience with this battery right now, Al, because Amber's been around for a long time, too, for Gallup. Mm-hmm. Amber McKell. And, of course, Keish pitching. Good one there. All those beautiful white lines, man. She just wiped them all out. Trying to find her groove on the mound. 5 runs across here in the home half of the first inning in a 5-0 Gallup lead over Miyamura. Semifinal game in state. Here's the next pitch. This one's going to be called a strike. So the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away. Adriana Lynn waiting on deck. Made some changes. I think we've got the defensive alignment adjusted. And here's the pitch from Keish. Oh, check swing, and she's going to be called for a strike 3. Yeah. So that is 2 outs. And Keish gets her first strikeout of the ball game.
Extended her bat a little bit too far there.
Yeah.
Number 99.
99, Adriana Lynn. Adriana Lynn will come in, the starting third baseman. Trying to stop the bleeding from getting any worse here is Lakeisha. Keisha Shorty, here's the pitch. This one's going to be called a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 9th batter to come to the plate this inning for the Gallup High Lady Bengals. Number 1 seed in this state tournament. Miyamura, the runner-up to Gallup in the regular season in District 1-4A. Next pitch is low and away for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. Adriana Lynn. 2 down. Bottom of the first inning. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Here's a pitch from Quiche. Gonna miss. That's gonna be a ball. Thought she had a strike there. Well, she's gonna continue on that line now, Al. She's gonna kick that line a little bit more. I don't think she was happy with that call. 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 the count to the batter, Lynn. Adriana Lynn in the number 9 position in the batting order. Here's the pitch. This one's high for ball 4. So base on balls, runners at first and second now. And that's a walk given up by Lakeisha Shorty.
Number 5, S.J. Haynes.
S.J. Haynes, the top of the order, coming back up now in the same inning as we go to the top. Boy, I hate when we start doing that on the score sheet, Al. Okay. Runners at first and second. Quiche she seems really calm and collected up on the mound, though, Al, in comparison to Vincent, who's a little fidgety, I think. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be inside and tight. That's a ball. Called strike.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we have 10 eyes up here looking instead of just the 2. 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count. The pitch popped up on the left side. This might be trouble. It is going to be trouble. And it's going to be out of here for a home run. That's the kind of trouble I'm talking about, Al. Scoring in from second base is Watson. That's 1 run. Second run is Lynn. And Haynes gets a round tripper with 3 RBIs.
Wow.
Oh, boy, get ready, Artesia. You're going to have your hands full with this one.
8-0.
My goodness.
Still in the bottom of the first inning.
Wow. (8-0) with 2 outs here brings up Brenna Vicente with bases empty. We'll start all over again here.
Number 1, Brenna Vicente.
My score sheet looks like yuck right about right now. We're just barely in the first inning, Al.
Yeah. Still a long way to go.
Yep, here's the pitch. Almost hits her. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. First at bat for her was a walk for Brenna Vicente. With that home run, Haynes goes 2 for 2. Next pitch, way inside and high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. Catherine Lincoln awaiting on deck.
Yeah, Haynes had that home run to end the game on Tuesday as well.
Yep. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs here in the home half of the first inning. Gallup beat Bernalillo to get here, and Miyamura beat St. Pius to get here. Here's the pitch. This one's ball 4. Boy, it just doesn't get any better, Al.
Mm-hmm.
Second baseman, number 3, Catherine.
Here comes Catherine Lincoln right now, the second baseman. Herself a double and a couple of RBIs at that. Right-handed batter stepping up. And here's the pitch. Way outside, that's going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Couple home runs given up in this game already. And we're still in the bottom of the first inning in a 8-0 score here for Gallup over Miyamura. And still going. The pitch. This one's low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count. Two-0 pitch with the runner at first base. On the way. It's going to be for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Right now, Amber wants to call a timeout and have a little conference up on the mound and try to settle down her pitcher, Quiche. We were chatting on the mound there, everybody coming in from their respective infield positions.
Yeah, Patriots still trying to find that 3rd out in this first inning.
Yeah, we're 16-3 from Miyamura and just having a hard time. 2 of those 3 losses came against this Gallup Bengal team. Unbelievable. So Lincoln with a count of 3 balls and no strikes. Everybody's back in their respective positions here in the bottom of the first inning. 8 runs across for Gallup. And let's see if Keish can find the strike zone or try to get out of the inning if she could. And here's the pitch. That's called a strike. 3-1. She was taken all the way. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count. Been some good battles between Gallup and Miyamura over the years, and unfortunately this is not one of those years, Al.
No, it hasn't been.
Yep. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Keish has got a beat on it, and she's going to make the catch. Fly out to the pitcher for the 3rd out of the inning, but in the inning, wow. 8 runs. 5 hits. A couple of errors at the end of 1 full inning of play. It's 8-0 in favor of the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. Back with the top of the 2nd inning now. And in the top of the 2nd, we'll have number 6, 7, and 8 batters show up for Miyamura. Stay with us here on 93X and on KSVP Radio in Artesia. 67.
Often, we correlate success with how much wealth someone has accumulated. Our lives are successful based on the size of our bank accounts, or houses, or possessions, or our overall net worth. But is that what success really looks like? There's nothing wrong with money. Money itself isn't evil. When God gave Solomon a choice to have anything he wanted, Solomon asked for wisdom. In return, Solomon got wealth, wisdom, and lots of other things. But as Solomon lays out the true meaning of success in Proverbs 11, these status symbols are nowhere on the list. To be exact, Solomon says this in Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 28, "Whoever trusts in his riches will fall." How do you define success? If you want biblical success, then please come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ, just north of Walmart, on Sundays at 9 a.m. for Bible class and 10:10 a.m. for worship.
Back here at Gallup High Softball Complex here, and the score at the end of 1 inning is 8-0 in favor of Gallup High School. And, of course, the Miyamura Lady Patriots will send to the plate number 6, Jasmine Adaghi, number 6 in the batting order. Her jersey number is number 5. She's a starting left field that's moved around to center field since. Here's the pitch to her. First pitch is going to be low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Adaghi, Madison Antonio's on deck, and then Gabby Garcia. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 the count. Jasmine's been around a few years as well with this program. I've seen her knock a couple of them out of the park, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. 1-2 goes to, or 1-1 goes to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike with Madison Antonio waiting on deck for Miyamura. Base is empty. If nobody out here as we're starting at the top of the 2nd inning, here's the pitch. Took one up there, and this one's in deep left center field, and this one's out of here. A home run for Jasmine Adaghi. Round tripper for Jasmine. She's got the power to do it. She could hit that thing head on. Look out. It's an 8-1 ball game, so the shutout is out the window. Here comes Madison Antonio for the first time today. 8-1 the score in the top of the 2nd inning.
First baseman, number 13, Madison Antonio.
Madison coming up. First baseman for Coach Lovato's Lady Patriots. 8-1 on a round tripper from Jasmine Adaghi to start off the top of the 2nd inning. More people coming into the park here to take in the ball game. Got concessions going. Here's the pitch. This one's way outside. It goes all the way to the backstop for a ball. She's going to make that a ball. She might as well make it a good ball, you know, way outside to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Gabby Garcia on deck, and then Shastea alone will be in the number 9 position in the batting order. 8-1 in favor of Miyamura. The pitch is a swing and a miss. That's a strike. 1-1 the count. Gabby Garcia on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Had a good cut on that one. Boy, Haynes threw a couple of good back-to-back pitches there. We just couldn't connect on the Miyamura side.
Yeah, I mean, that ball's got to be moving. That was a heck of a cut right there. Just couldn't get it.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's low and away for a ball. It goes to an even count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Top of the second inning, 8-1 in favor of Gallup. Here's the pitch. This was outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike, 3-1. Well, Matea's going to go back to square one at the end of this season, just as Dustin Rydell is on the baseball team. A lot of seniors on the squad. 3-2 the count, full count for Antonio. The pitch fouled out of play on the right side. Count remains 3-2. I'm not even going to worry about the pitch count here, Al.
No?
What do you think? I don't think it'll matter statistically, do you?
No.
At least for now, anyway. 3-2 the count to Antonio. S.J. Haynes on the mound. The pitch took something off of it, misses, and it goes to a full count. Well, it's a walk. I was going to say it's base on balls. So she's aboard at first base. Haynes gives up a walk, and it brings up Gabby Garcia.
The Canes got a little rattled after that home run.
Yep. Right-handed batter Gabby Garcia wearing jersey 4, playing in the number 4 position, which is second base. And, of course, Gabby's been moved around here since we started the ball game. My position. Here's the pitch. That's called a strike. 0-1 the count. Shastea Ballona's on deck, and then the top of the order where Lakeisha Shorty will come back up to bat. Runner at first base. There's nobody out. Swing and a miss. Not a very good cut. Count goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, thank Jessica Dooley and the crew out here at Gallup High School. They had everything ready for us when we got over here from the Miyamura baseball game. We have a timeout called on the field. Some distraction there in the outfield. Oh, the lights. There you go. Everybody came prepared with their canopies out. Next pitch is a swing and a miss, a strikeout. So it's out number 1, and that is the 3rd strikeout of the day for S.J. Haynes, and it brings up batter number 23, Shantea Ballone. She'll come in, the right fielder, and she'll come to bat for the first time, right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. This one hits her. She wears it, and she's aboard at first base with a second hit by pitch from Haynes. Runners at first and second. Got Antonio over at second. At first base is Ballone, and here's the top of the order. And this is what they were hoping they would get to. Right now, a little conference there going on the mound. Just as easy as it is to score 8 runs, it's easy to give it up in this game.
That's true.
You know, I've seen deficits shorten quickly. I'll tell you something, though, Al. When the outcome of these games, if you win the game, you know you've earned it, man. Lakeisha Shorty coming to bat for the second time. Struck out her first time up. Started off the game at center field and came in relief of the original starter here, Andrea Vinson. And Lakeisha will come to bat for the second time today, trying to get some offense going with runners at first and second. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Look pretty good from here, but again, we don't see the full picture, Al.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, 1-0. And plus, these guys called a good game the other day, too, man. Here's the pitch. This one's low for... No, that's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. That's my kind of umpire. He just wants to make sure he clears it up in his mind before he gives the signal. Shelby Cordova on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up on the left side. This one is going to carry... caught by the left fielder. How about that? Yeah. Right on the fence. So a fly out in foul territory by Shorty. Over to Shaylee Vicente for the second out of the inning. Here's Shelby Cordova with a chance of getting some offense going with runners at first and second and 2 out. That went a long way, but it was high on that foul ball. So Shelby Cordova comes up for the second time. Got a hit the first time up between second and shortstop on a little seagull. 1 for 1 on the day. Left stranded at second base at the end of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Had a good cut, but came up short. Chriselle Trujillo's on deck. And then Amber McKell. Runners at first and second for Miyamura. One run across the sitting on a round tripper for Jasmine Adegin with nobody on base, making it an 8-1 ball game. We had a couple of home runs in the game. One for Caitlin Pablo for Gallup High School, and one for Jasmine Adegin. Stepping back up here to the plate is Cordova with a count of 0-1. And the pitch, swing at a foul tip back. Count goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Trishelle Trujillo on deck.
Pitcher Haynes knocked one out too.
Yeah, she's a tough one. And the pitcher serves up. This one gets by Shelby, and she'll be safe over at first base. Gets by the catcher. So the bases are loaded on a pass ball. Runners at first, second, and third. 2 home runs in the game for Gallup, 1 for Miyamura. Trishelle Trujillo, number 15, comes to bat now, the third baseman, starting third baseman for Miyamura. Base is loaded, but there's 2 outs. Al can't do much with 2 unless you can really get something going here. Let's see what they do. 8-1 in favor of Gallup. Here's the pitch. Foul tip to the right side. That's a strike. 0-1 the count. Base hit could score 1, maybe 2. Of course, a home run right now, a grand slam, puts everybody back in within reach. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's a ball. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first, second, and third. The pitch lifted up foul and out of play on the left field side. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1-2 the count. Today's game on 93X in the Gallup area is probably sponsored by the folks at Taco Bell, State Farm Insurance, Gibby Ramirez and the staff, Roto-Rooter, Rinco Auto Complex, Pinnacle Bank, Mission Auto Wash, Jiffy Lube, and the great folks at the Gallup-McKinley County Schools. This one's fouled out of play, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trujillo.
Yeah, I got her reaching on that one.
Yeah. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the delivery from Haynes. Oh, she went after a bad one and struck out with bases loaded. Boy, that's a tough one. In the inning, there was 1 run that came across on 1 hit, Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors and bases left loaded. At the end of an inning and a half in this ball game, the score is now 8-1 in favor of Gallup. Back with the home half of the second inning in 1 minute on 93X and KSVP. Don't go away.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
It's important to know local folks you can trust. People who'll be there for you when you need it most. Cisco Equipment in Artesia, serving southeast New Mexico since 1978 and new locations throughout Texas, is the leader in equipment rentals, sales, and service. Whether it's an excavator, backhoe, or wheel loader for the pipeline, or a reach fork or man lift for the construction site, Cisco Equipment has the dirt and aerial equipment to get the job done. Call the team at Cisco Equipment today, 748-1314, serving all of southeast New Mexico and throughout Texas.
In Gallup and also KSVP and Artesia, bringing you the second inning of today's ball game, the home half of inning number 2, as the Gallup High School Lady Bengals have that 8-1 lead over Miyamura. The winner to take on Artesia in the state championship game on Saturday at 12 noon at Lobo Field. Leading it off will be Taylor Morgan in the number 4 position, followed by Caitlin Pablo, and we also have Steph Charlie. Number 4, 5, and 6 batters due up here for the Gallup Lady Bengals.
now, the bottom of the second for the Lady Bengals. Center fielder, number 9.
Taylor got herself a double her first time up and ended up scoring one of the 8 runs last inning in the first inning, a big inning for Gallup. Let's see if Keisha can compose herself and keep everybody in check as we go from this point forward, as the offense now for Miyamura will have to play catch-up, Al.
How deep is the pitching for Miyamura, do you know?
I don't think it's very deep. This is our second pitcher, and I don't know how much deeper it's going to go from here. Here's the pitch. First pitch to Morgan's going to be inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Caitlin Pablo on deck, then Steph Charlie. Key Shorty is on the mound, right-handed pitcher for the Miyamura Lady Patriots. 8-1 the score, bottom of the second inning, and the pitch from Keish. This one's going to be low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes. Caitlin Pablo waiting on deck. Another opportunity. She knocked one out of here earlier. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's called a strike. 2-1. A little bit of a delay. We have to look at the arm, man. We can't see anything else. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a 2-1 delivery from Keish. Lifted up into center field. Jasmine will pick it up there. Out again will bring it in and retrieve it. And we'll have a runner at first base for Gallup. Runner at first base for the Gallup High Lady Bengals, Taylor Morgan on a single. Brings up Caitlin Pablo, rather. Pablo got herself a home run the first time up with a couple of RBIs, Al, back in the first inning. First baseman is her position. And now with a runner at first base and nobody out, let's see what she does. Keisha's delivery. This one's high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Steph Charlie awaits on deck, and Savannah Watson to follow. We're in the second inning of a 7-inning ball game in regulation. Here's the pitch. It's going to be called a strike. 1-1 to count. Here's a 1-1 pitch, popped up. And the center fielder, Jasmine's going to make the snag there at center field to retire Pablo. That's an F8 if you're scoring with us for out number 1. Brings up Steph Charlie. Charlie comes up, the catcher. Grounded to the pitcher the first time up. And with 1 out, runner at first base, 8-1 Gallup, we go to Steph Charlie. On deck, Savannah Watson. 8-1 in favor of Gallup here, the semifinal game in State 4A softball play. The pitch. This one's going to be called a strike. 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. Savannah Watson on deck, and it'll be Michaela Dinespi, the DH for Shaylee Vicente. Here's a pitch from Keish. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. 0-2 the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, I'm not sure if Coach Lovato could have done anything in the first inning, Al. Everything erupted all at one time.
Yeah. Again, the outfield mistakes kind of hurt him, but those hits were...
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Going to miss. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 1-2 to Charlie with Watson awaiting on deck. 8-1 Gallup. 1 retired here in the home half of inning number 2. Keisha Shorty in relief. The pitch. Called a strike. Fanning out for the second out of the inning. Keish now finding a rhythm here, Al Zane. Second strike out of the game for her. Brings up Savannah Watson with 2 retired and a run at first base.
Number 11,
Savannah Watson walked her first time up and scored 1 of the 8 runs for the Gallup High Lady Bengals. 2 down. On deck would be Michaela Dinespi. Here's a pitch from Keish. This one's called a strike. 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. Two outs in the bottom of the second. When we come up to the top of the third, it'll be number 4, 5, and 6 batters. This one's fouled back. Next pitch, 0-2. 4, 5, and 6 batters drew up with Amber McKell, Andrea Vinson, and Jasmine Artesia for the Miyamura Patriots. That'll be in the third inning. Quiche, a count of 0-2. Popped up and fouled, and this one's going to be out of play. No balls, 2 strikes for Watson. Right-handed batter stepping back up to the plate. That's Watson with a count of 0-2. Great crowd on hand for today's game here at Gallup High School's softball complex. Count is 0-2. Here's the delivery, and a swing and a miss. Struck out. Well, Hal, that's the third strikeout for Quiche, and has found a groove here, and now they need some offense to keep their drives alive here. In the inning, there were no runs on 1 base hit, and 1 left on base at the end of 2 full innings of play here. The score is 8-1 in favor of Gallup, and we'll be back with the top of the third inning with Amber McKell leading it off after this 60-second break from our sponsors.
We here at Sandy Stockton State Farm Insurance are joining our State Farm family in taking steps to make sure we can continue to serve you and maintain the health and safety of our associates. Please connect with us through our mobile app or at statefarm.com or by phone 575-748-1111. Our office is open once again, but with temporary hours, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, in order to comply with the social separation guidelines. If you have any questions, call us. Sandy Stockton State Farm Insurance Agency, 575-748-1111.
When that problem arises, one call to Crouch Plumbing and Heating is all it takes. Crouch's plumbers and technicians are highly trained. No problem is too big or too small for Crouch. Whether you need a water heater replaced, a gas line run, a leaky faucet repaired, or your heater or AC serviced, Crouch can do it all. Your problem is their problem, till it's no longer a problem. Call on Crouch for timely response, quality workmanship at a fair price. Servicing Carlsbad and Artesia.
We cover the game for Gallup and Artesia here this afternoon as we enter play in the top of the third inning. The score 8-1 in favor of Gallup in softball play. The winner to take on Artesia at Lobofield on Saturday with a 12 noon start. With Al Zane, I'm Sammy C. Welcome aboard. Saying a big good afternoon to all my dear friends in the Artesia area. Gene Dow, of course, all those great coaches up there. All those folks that have been around for a long time. Really grateful to all those great coaching staff there at Artesia. And their winning programs, done very well. Amber McKell will lead it off. There's the pitch. That's going to be a ball. Of course, when I think about coaches in that area, I think about Cooper Henderson and the great folks that have done such a remarkable job with their football program. Kudos to you, Cooper, and your wonderful family and the extended family. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Slow curve coming in there. That's called a strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Amber McKell, Andrea Vincent on deck, and Jasmine Artesia. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be called a strike. Well, at this point, there's no strategy. It's just get on base. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the third inning. The pitch way high for a ball. And it goes to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andrea Vincent awaiting on deck. And then to Jasmine Artesia. Top of the third, Miyamura at bat. Amber McKell leading it off. The pitch is going to be inside, and that is going to be a ball. Count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the way Amber was walking away, I thought maybe she got rung up on a strikeout, Al. If she can knock the snot out of the ball. I'll tell you that. Once she finds the spot, and I hope she does it today. We'll see the pitch. This one is into the third base position. Third over to first in time on a 5-3 put out to retire Amber McKell. That's 1 away. Pablo getting it from the third base side from Adriana Lynn. And here comes Andrea Vinson. This one, that'll wake you up.
Almost hit you.
It's a foul ball out of play. 0-1 the count to Andrea Vinson. Jasmine Adeguin is on deck. The count is 0-1 to Vinson, and she wants to talk to Lovato, the third base coach, figure out what she's gonna do, or maybe she didn't get the signal right there. Rick McCall's coaching over at first base. Of course, on the other side, we have Coach Spencer and Coach Pablo on the Gallup side. All these coaching staffs have done a remarkable job over the years with these Gallup teams, travel teams as well. Here's the pitch. This one's low and away for a ball. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 8, 9, and 1 batters are due up in the bottom of the third inning for Gallup when play resumes at that point. In the meantime, we have 1 down here in the top of the third. Vincent the batter. The pitch to her is going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count to Andrea Vinson with Jasmine Adeguin waiting on deck. The pitch. This one's low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jasmine had a long ball all over her bat the first time up as she had a solo blast over the center field fence, left center field. Here's the pitch, and that's ball 4. So a base on ball is awarded by Haynes, and aboard at first base is Vincent with Jasmine Adeguin coming up to bat. 1 for 1 for her on the day with a home run. She's the center fielder scoring the run, and we'll see what she does here with a runner at first base, see if she gets something going. On deck, meanwhile, Madison Antonio and then Gabby Garcia for Miyamura. We got a couple of sportsmanship issues that they called a timeout on, and our umpire quickly called the head coach of the Gallup Bengals over, Rayford Spencer, to make sure that he can keep his fans quieted down here. You know, it's an emotional type of a game. What can I say? This pitch is low for a ball. It's ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. We have a timeout right now, an official's timeout. They're going to have a little conference up on the mound and try to figure what to do here. 8-1 the score. We have a break in the action. And let's just hold it right here, Al. I just don't know for sure. I'll give you a chance to let you know who's sponsoring this broadcast here on 93X in the Gallup area. Castle Furniture, Cellular One, Gallup McKinley County Schools, Gurley Motor Company. Today's broadcast is proudly sponsored by the El Sombrero Restaurant, Auto Glass Company. Today's game is brought to you by Farmers Insurance, AM Appliance and Mobile Home Supply, and by Arviso Construction. Well, we are now into a 1-0 count, and the pitch is going to be low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Jasmine Adeguin with Madison Antonio waiting on deck. Runner at first base, 1 down here in the top of the third for Miyamura, trailing 8-1 in this ball game. Timeout taken by the pitcher as Haynes steps back from the rubber and wants to talk to her catcher. So Steph Charlie comes up, and they're discussing some things there. 2 balls and no strikes. The count. Top of the third inning in a 7-inning ball game. The winner to advance to a 12 noon game on Saturday at Lady Lobo Field against Artesia's Lady Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be called a strike. 2-1 the count. Maybe she found the groove, Al.
Maybe.
2 balls and 1 strike. To the batter, Jasmine Adeguin. The pitch. This one's going to be low for a ball. It goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 the count. Jasmine stepping back in now. See what the 3-1 offering is all about here. She drills it up in the left field and caught by the left fielder. And, boy, that was a line shot, but caught right there before it trapped. And a nice catch by the left fielder there, Al Zane. What a great play there from Shaley on the left side.
Oh, yeah, Bengals have shown that they can play some defense as well as scoring runs. They've done a great job, especially on that left side.
Line to left field for the second out of the inning. Meanwhile, trekking back to first base was Vincent. Here comes Madison Antonio, who walked her first time up. Top of the third inning. Jasmine hit it hard, man.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. Popped up on the left side. Left fielder calling everybody off. Well, they dropped the ball. Nobody was paying attention. Meanwhile, we're going to have a play at third base, but no, everybody's safe. That's going to be, well, nobody called each other off loudly.
The left fielder was calling her off. But,
but I don't think she heard her, Al.
Yeah.
So that would be, what, an E8? E7?
It'd be on the left fielder, I would think, but I don't know.
So runners at second and third base for Miyamura. Vincent takes third base. Over second goes Antonio, reaching on an error. Both in scoring position for Gabby Garcia, who struck out her first time up. Gabby stepping up right now on a chance to bring in a runner, too, if she can get a base hit, which would help the effort here for Miyamura. First pitch is a swing and a miss for a strike. 2 outs. We're at the number 8 batting position on the order. Gabby Garcia for the Miyamura Patriots. 8-1 Gallup here in the top of the third. The pitch, swing and a miss. Well, those are beauties that are coming in from Haynes, Al. Yep. 0-2 to count. Shantea Balone is on deck in the number 9 position on the batting order. Right now, 2 outs, runners at second and third for Miyamura. The pitch is a swing and a miss. And Garcia goes down swinging. No runs across that inning and no base hits. There's 1 error and 2 men left on base. At the end of 2.5 innings of play here at Gallup High School, the score remains 8-1 in favor of Gallup. Back with the home half of the third inning in a moment, right here on 93X in Gallup and KSVP at Artesia.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Harvest Fellowship. CCBC is an interdenomination coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. To learn more about Harvest Fellowship, call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham, presented by Harvest Fellowship, 2307 West Main in Artesia.
Losing the younger generations. This is Ken Ham, producer of the new Answers Bible curriculum for homeschool. A large majority of America's young people believe morality changes with society. Sadly, many in the church also hold this view. How has this happened? Well, most children have been taught in school to have a secular relative worldview based on evolution. Since most churches have compromised with evolution in millions of years, we're now losing the younger generations. Genesis is the foundation for all doctrine, morality, the Christian worldview, and the gospel. In fact, it's the foundation for everything. We need to return to the authority of God's Word, beginning in the first book, Genesis.
Discover more truth from God's Word when you visit us at AnswersRadio.com and subscribe to receive free daily email insights from Ken Ham when you go to AnswersRadio.com.
Fielder Shaylee Vicente coming up to bat for the second time. Struck out her first time up, facing Keish Shorty. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a strike. 0-1 the count. Lynn is on deck. Here's the pitch. It's going to be low for a ball. 1-1 the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to the batter. The winner advances Saturday to Albuquerque. The losing team wraps up the season, and it's been a pretty good year for both, real good year for both teams, actually. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the right side, and this one is going to be playable, but it's foul. Nobody can get to it quite. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Adriana Lynn waiting on deck, and then the top of the order in S.J. Haynes. 8-1 in favor of Gallup here at the bottom of the third inning in a 7-inning ball game. There's the pitch way outside the high for ball 2, 2-2. Shorty in relief of Vincent here, pitching for the Miyamura Patriots. All that firework display took place in the first inning. This one's popped up on the right side, and it's going to be trouble. Center fielder couldn't get to it. That's going to be an extra base hit, going into second base with a slide. And we have ourselves a double there, just like that, Al. We had a chance to play it, but it didn't quite work for us at Miyamura. But for Gallup on the other side, for our other team from Gallup, it worked really well. A double, and now in scoring position at second base. Here comes Lynn. Adriana Lynn will come in to bat now. She scored one of the 8 runs back in the first inning and walked. And comes up, a left-handed batter facing Shorty, the right-handed pitcher. Runner at second base. Here's a bunt attempt to the right. Shorty's shot is over to first base only. And it'll be a sacrifice moving Dennis B. over to third base. So that will be a sacrifice, a 1-3 put out to retire Lynn. So it's one away, now the top of the order. S.J. Haynes comes to bat for the third time today. Single home run to her credit. Pretty darn good day so far for her. There's a pitch. Drilled foul down the first base side. Count is 0-1. Brenna Vicentia waiting on deck, then Catherine Watson for Gallup High School. Trying to make it 17 straight if they can do it. Haynes steps back up. A lot of experience with Haynes. Done a very good job pitching. This one's fouled down the first base side again. Count moves to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the third inning. I thank our sponsors for hanging in there with us as we go into play. And we'll cover the game on Saturday on 93X here in the Gallup area, as we'll be broadcasting with a pregame at about 11:45. First pitch at 12 noon at Lady Lobo Field. Here comes the pitch. This one's high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Today's game is brought to you by the great folks at Z Allstate Insurance and also by the folks over at Gurley Motor Company. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Haynes. Vicentia on deck. Keish Shorty on the mound in relief. The pitch is high for a ball. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Artesia winning earlier today, waiting to see who they're going to be playing on Saturday. Next pitch is going to be a ball almost to there. They got her at third base. Beautiful play from Amber McKell. That went 2-5 for the out to get the out at third base. 2-5 for out number 2. That was pretty close. Pretty close, I would say. Yep. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Haynes with bases empty. You guys are right. Why chance it at this point? I mean, you know, you got one of your top hitters at bat right now. Instead of 1 out and a runner at third, it's 2 outs, and this one's popped up on the left side of the infield. Shelby Cordoba calling for it, and she makes the catch. To retire the side in the inning, no runs on one base hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 3 full innings of play, it's now an 8-1 score in favor of the Gallup High School Lady Bengals over Miyamura. We'll come back with the start of the 4th inning here on KSVP Radio Artesia and 93.7 FM KXXI 93X right here in Gallup. Now let's pause for 60 seconds.
Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location, too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
The place to be this July 4th weekend is Artesia, New Mexico, where there's a full slate of fun-filled activities planned. The Firecracker Golf Scramble is Saturday morning at Artesia Country Club. There's a cornhole tournament that day at 5 p.m. Sunday, July 4th, kicks off with a Star-Spangled Dash at 7 a.m. The downtown parade is at 4. Paint classes at 5. A volleyball tournament is scheduled too. And of course, the day culminates with the fabulous fireworks at sundown. Make your July 4th room reservation today. Call local hotels direct for available discounts. Add paid by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Artesia Balloon will lead it off here for the Miyamura Patriots in the number 9 position in the batting order as we enter play at the top of the 4th. She'll be followed by Keish Shorty, the pitcher, and then Shelby Cordova, number 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order as we enter play here in the top of the 4th. 7-inning ball game. Gallup Bengal girls in control in this game, 8-1.
Well, they haven't had an inning like they did in the first.
Well, that's for sure. You know, that was a good move for Lovato to make that change in the pitching aspect of it. Might have been able to pull it a little bit sooner, but not by much, Al, because like you say, there's a lot of runs that were scored at one time.
Right.
There's a foul tip back, kind of a half swing, not a very good swing. Count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to the batter, Balone. Lakeisha Shorty, who started at center field, came in relief to pitch. Will be batting on the on-deck circle. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 from Haynes. Took something off of it. This one's going to be high for a ball. 1-1 the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The infield and the outfield for Gallup have not been challenged at all in this game.
Not too much.
No. You want to see them, have a chance at making a mistake. The pitch is fouled out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Balone. 1-2 the count with Shorty on deck. The next pitch, that's going to be low for a ball. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Notice how everything pauses when the ball comes through the catcher. Everybody's waiting to see if they hear the umpire. Again, our vantage point is not very good from up above here in the press box because they've got those covers right underneath here, right behind the fence. That's a strikeout, Al.
Yeah.
That's out number 1. 4th strikeout for Haynes. Brings up Lakeisha Shorty. Shorty flew out to left field and then struck out back in the 2nd inning. Coming up for the 3rd time today here in the top of the 4th with 1 down. On deck will be Shelby Cordova and then Trishelle Trujillo. Right-handed batter is Keish, squaring around to show a bunt, but she's going to get back to regular stride. This one's chopped over to shortstop. Throw to first base in time. Watson to Pablo. It's a 6-3 putout for out number 2. It brings up now Shelby Cordova with 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Right now, they're about half of what they've averaged and what they've given up in the first 2 games of the year against Gallup. Shelby Cordova is 1 for 2 on the day. Here's a pitch from Haynes way outside to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Today's game brought to you by Earl's Restaurant, the Mingo Automotive Center, Perry Knoll Trading, Castle Furniture, and by folks at Elite Laundry, Pepsi-Cola Bottling, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Mexico. 1 ball, no strikes to the count. Here's the pitch. Took something off of it. Little number over to shortstop to first base in time for a tailor-made 6-3 put out for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, 0 straight across the board at the end of 3.5. still 8-1 in favor of Gallup High School. Back in 1 minute after these messages from our sponsors.
Lowell's Pharmacy in Artesia is a COVID vaccination provider, offering the Moderna vaccination at the pharmacy. Register online at the state vaccination website, then set up an appointment either through the website or by calling Lowell's Pharmacy to schedule a time. Business owners, Lowell's Pharmacy will be happy to set up an on-site clinic at your company's location. For more information, call Lowell's Pharmacy at 575-746-6681.
It's the big summer savings produce sale at Finn's Country Market in Artesia. U.S. #1 russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, 99 cents each. Fresh green asparagus, $1.39 a pound. Fresh yellow peaches or nectarines, $1.99 a pound. New cotton candy seedless grapes, $3.99 a pound. And Yoplait yogurt, assorted 4 to 6 ounce package, 2 for $1 at Finn's Country Market in Artesia. And right now, Pepsi all flavors, 24-pack 12-ounce cans, $6.99 each at Finn's Country Market in Artesia.
So we enter play now going into the bottom of the fourth inning in a 7-inning game. The Miyamura Patriots trying to climb the hill, but just has not had any kind of an offense here in the early going, with the exception of the home run a moment ago from Jasmine Adegin. Instead, right now, we'll defer back to Gallup, who will lead the bottom of the fourth inning off with number 2, 3, and 4 batters. Brenna Vicente, Catherine Watson, and Taylor Morgan, each scoring a run in the first inning. Brenna had 2 walks. Keish Shorty in relief of Andrea Vincent for Miyamura Patriots. Once that change took place, things settled down now.
Yeah, that's for sure. They kind of settled down the bats of the Gallup Bengals.
Yep. So we go down to the bottom of the fourth inning, a little last-minute meeting on the mound by all the young ladies from Miyamura, facing this orange and black team from Gallup High School with their orange tops and black pants and black helmets. 2 Gallup teams on the same side of the bracket, Al.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. 8-1 in favor of Gallup. Amber McCall's doing a little chit-chatting with Brenna Vicente. These gals are friends in the real world. They know each other. A lot of them have been on the same travel team. A lot of them have played since they were young kids. Thank you very much. Very kind, getting us some hospitality here at Gallup High School. They took care of us the other day, and they're doing it again today with a nice plastic bottle of refreshing water. Yeah, I'm really grateful for that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So waiting Brenna Vicente now. Umpire's getting back into his role here. God, what a nice view. You look at the outfield, Al. We got tent after tent after tent, cabana after cabana right next to each other, lining the outfield here at Gallup High's softball complex on the campus of Gallup High in West Gallup. Here's the pitch. This one's high inside, and that's going to be a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Now, I know Artesia's played here in the Gallup Invitational a couple of times. For those of you that have made the trip, the softball complex is located to the northeast of the where the basketball gym is.
Yes, sir.
Next pitch is a ball. It goes to 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count.
And you mentioned all these canopies and tents and everything. I mean, both these schools have great fan base.
Oh, solid fan base. 2-0. The pitch from Keish. Ball 3. 1 away from losing her here and putting their first lead runner on to the bases. 3-0 the count. Catherine Lincoln awaits on deck. Keish Shorty looking down for the sign from Amber and serves up the pitch. This one is going to be called a strike. So taken all the way was Vicente. The count moves to 3-1, changing a bit of a complexion on the call here on what they're going to do. But Rayford's got this one pretty much under control, that head coach of the Gallup team. Let's see what he allows her to do with a 3-1 count. Take all the way, and it's ball 4. You knew that was probably going to happen.
Well, yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. Aboard at first base is Brenna Vicente with her 3rd walk, Al. Yep. Catherine Lincoln is up next now, the second baseman. She flew out in the first inning to end the inning, but in the early part of the inning got herself a double and a couple of RBIs and scored a run for Gallup High School. Not a lot of size, but, man, she can sure play the game, Al.
Yes, sir.
Right-handed batter stepping up. Catherine Lincoln for the 3rd time today with a runner aboard at first base. Second and third unoccupied. No outs. The pitch. Looking for a bunt foul on the first base side. 0-1 the count. No balls and one strike. They were playing it that way, was Miyamura.
Yes, sir. They came in quick on that ball.
Yep. Both teams possess some pretty good speed, too. I'd say for the most part. 0-1 the count. No balls, one strike. 8-1. Concessions making out well today, keeping everybody refreshed and fed well. They've got great food here at the Gallup High concession stand. Unfortunately, neither of you or I have been able to get it.
Advantage.
We barely got here after the Albuquerque Academy Miyamura game in baseball. For those of you from Artesia, we had about a 15-minute drive across town now.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, we made it just in time for the first pitch. Here's the pitch. This one's foul down the third base line, and the count moves to 0-2. That was close from being fair. 0-2 the count. Taylor Morgan awaits on deck, and then it'll be Caitlin Pablo for the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. Looking ahead here, just a quick glimpse of the fifth inning. It'll be number 3, 4, and 5 batters for the Miyamura Lady Patriots when they resume the offensive scheme of things here. 0-2 the count to Lincoln here in the home half of the fourth inning in a 7-inning ball game. The eruption took place in the first inning with 8 runs coming across for Gallup. Answered just by 1. This one's lifted up in left center. Can't make the play. Runner taking second, going over to third. The throw goes to the lead runner, but everybody's going to be safe. Taking second base on the pass to third base is Catherine Lincoln. She's over at third base. Over to, or second base rather. Over to third base is Brenna Vicente. So runners are at second and third in scoring position. Bringing up Taylor Morgan with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Wow. That was a solid hit.
It really was. Yeah. Good try there in the left field area to try to make the play. Didn't come up with the play, though. This one's popped up on the right side. This one's going to be hard to deal with, but, yep, center fielder had it, dropped it. One runs across, and ball is retrieved into Shelby Cordova at shortstop. So one run comes across, representing the 9th run for Brenda Vicente. Meanwhile, taking third is Catherine Lincoln, and Taylor Morgan's aboard at first base on an E8. And she'll advance over to second base on that throw to third base. Here's Caitlin Pablo right now. She flew out to center field her last time up and got a 2 RBI home run back in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Shorty. Popped up on the right side and playable but not able to be reachable. So we'll come back and start all over again. Pablo with a count of 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Shorty back up on the mound. The pitch is chopped over to the shortstop. It plays over to first base in time, but one run's going to score. Coming in from third base would be Catherine Lincoln. It is now a 10-1 ball game, and Taylor Morgan takes third base on that one, and Pablo hit into a 6-3 put out to retire the oncoming Pablo for the first out of the inning. Here's a catcher, Steph Charlie, number 12 on her jersey, struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. So she's 0 for 2 in the day, coming up for the third time here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch from Quiche is going to be low, and it's going to get by the catcher, and another run's going to score. So we are at 11-1 right now. Coming in is Morgan, unscathed from third base. Count for Charlie is 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Keith Shorty on the mound. The pitch is right up the middle. That's going to be hit into center field for a base hit. Rounding first base is Charlie. She'll stay right there with a single. It brings up Savannah Watson now, the shortstop, number 11. You have a pinch runner, I believe, over at first base.
That's what it looks like.
Courtesy runner. Yeah, courtesy runner is going to be number 2 coming in at second base. That is Rayanne Shee.
Number 11, Savannah Watson.
So Rayanne Shee is over at first base with the pinch running duties here, courtesy runner for Steph Charlie. And here comes Watson. Watson walked her first time up and then struck out. This one is lifted up in the left field. Left fielder's there to make the catch for the second out of the inning. F7 if you're scoring for the second out. And it brings up Dinesby right now for the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. Runner at first base, 11-1 in favor of Gallup. Here's the pitch. This was a strike called. 0-1 the count. So 11-1 the score. We're here at the bottom half of the fourth inning. Some discussion going on right there, right behind home plate, Al.
Well, there may be confusion on the substitutions here. Or at least that's what the umpires question.
Of course, Coach Spencer trying to give as much young ladies a chance to play here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She is over at first base with a pinch running position. Here's a chopper to the left side. Shelby Cordova throws it over to first in time for a 6-3 put out to end the inning. In the inning, though, 3 runs come across, and it happens on one base hit. There's an error and 1 left on base. At the end now of 4 full innings of play here, it is 11-1 in favor of the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. We'll be back with the top of the 5th in 1 minute.
Pull! If you love to shoot, then sign up today for the Holly Frontier Charity Clay Shoot to be held at the Eddy County Shooting Range July 17th. 1 in 4 shooters win, mulligans, and perfect score available. There's tons of great prizes. All shooters receive a gun sleeve. Lunch will be provided. Shells not provided, but will be sold at the event. Participants must register online at artesiachamber.com. The Holly Frontier Charity Clay Shoot, July 17th at the Eddy County Shooting Range.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
So here's the 5th inning. It's the number 3, 4, and 5 batters drew up for the Miyamura Patriots. Got to get something going. Time is running out. It's going to be Trishelle Trujillo, followed by Amber McKell and Andrea Vinson. Some seniors are playing in their final ball game of their high school career. As some of them will be moving on to bigger and brighter things in life, to their next chapter of life, if you would. Best wishes to all of our seniors for both Gallup and Miyamura. Proud of both of these two teams for their accomplishments this year. Respectable win-loss records coming into this game. 19-2 for Gallup and 16-3 for Miyamura. So leading off right now will be Trishelle Trujillo. Here's the pitch going around the bunt. Late an attempt to third base, over to first base in time on a 5-3 putout to retire Trujillo for the first out of the inning. Now comes Amber McKell. She is long overdue. Get into a 5-3 putout her last time up in the third inning and struck out in the first inning. She's 0 for 2 on the day. S.J. Haynes has been in control here for Gallup High School in this ball game. 11-1 the score in favor of Gallup. Things keep up this way. It'll be Gallup and Artesia on Saturday at 12 noon at Lady Lobo Field. This one's fouled out of play, 0-1. On deck would be Andrea Vincent and then Jasmine Ottagine. On the count. Amber McKell. There's a pitch. Way outside. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. You're listening to state playoff action on 93.7 FM, 93X in Gallup. With Al Zane, I'm Sammy C. Also broadcasting to KSVP Radio in the greater Artesia area. So pop-up fly over to third base. Easy. an F5 to retire Amber for the second out of the inning. And here comes Andrea Vinson. The last call for the Miyamura Lady Patriots. Andrea Vinson started the game pitching, was the victim of the big blowout of runs in the first inning, and then went into second base. This one swinging a tip foul to the out-of-area territory there, the third base side. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Stay with us at the end of the game. We'll do a recap of this one as well as the Miyamura boys game earlier today, where Academy defeated Miyamura 3-2 and eliminated Miyamura from any further competition. Foul out of play down the third base side again. Count moves to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Follow your local teams. Support them. The youth need our support more than ever, and it's great to see them excel and do so well in their favorite sport. Count is 0-2. Haynes serves up the pitch. Popped up right to the third base, counting for all 3 outs. And there you have it, an F5 for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it, Al. That's it. That's a ball game. 11-1 on a 10-run rule as we enter play in the 5th inning and wrap it up here in the 5th. The last chances for Miyamura, and they fall short here 11-1 against the Gallup High School Lady Bengals. Final score 11-1, and Gallup girls now will make it 17 straight in their win-loss columns of 17 straight consecutive wins. They go to 20-2 on the year. And meanwhile, the Miyamura Patriots wrap up the year at 16-4 and snap that 4-game losing streak, or winning streak of 4 games. So there you have it, 20-2 on the year for Gallup against Miyamura, 16-4. Well, that's going to wrap it up as far as our Damien Osteon for the post-game show on KSVP. Gene Dell, thank you so much for welcoming us into the office spaces and homes and cars and all over the greater Artesia area today. It'll be Gallup on Artesia for the state championship game come Saturday over at Lady Noble Field. 12 noon start. We'll be on the air in the Gallup area on 93X at approximately 11:45 a.m. with the pregame show followed by the first pitch at noon. That's going to do it, and we'll be back with all the recap for the local folks on KXXI 93X. You're listening to state playoff competition in the semifinal action today with Gallup defeats Miyamura in 5 innings, 11-1. Now let's pause for this 2-minute break.
Hey, Sammy, thank you so much. Appreciate you and Al for providing that little bonus coverage for us today. So now, if you've been following us here on the radio today, you know who Artesia will be playing in the playoff in the state championship game that'll be coming up on Saturday at noon, and that is the Gallup Bengals, who defeated Miyamura today, and they earned the victory and will be heading off to Albuquerque on Saturday, and that's who we will be playing. Now, we plan on heading up there. Joby and I will be heading up there to cover that game for you here on KSVP. We're not allowed to do video for that, so if you want to watch the game, you'll have to pay the $11 or $12, whatever it is, if you haven't bought one of those memberships already. But if you go ahead and do that, make sure you turn the sound down and turn up the radio on your phone or computer or radio and listen to Joby's play-by-play call, as we'll be in the stands at the top of the bleachers, hopefully getting a spot near the shade of the press box to bring you coverage of that ball game on Saturday. 12 noon is that time. So Artesia, they defeated Silver today. Gallup defeated Miyamura, and it'll be Artesia versus Gallup in the state championship game on Saturday at noon in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the UNM softball field. Thanks for tuning in to our bonus coverage here this afternoon. We appreciate you spending some time with us. We'll see you back here in the morning for Good Morning Artesia at 7. And then Joby and I will see you from Albuquerque at noon on Saturday. Now, Mark Levin is yelling at somebody. Let's take a listen.
And the dumping of dead bodies in piles on trucks, a method and pace that traumatized the executioners themselves. Virgins were systematically raped before their execution. To circumvent the Islamic prohibition on killing virgins and to prevent women and girls from from reaching heaven. The executed were ordered to write their own names on their hands before they went to their death. Sounds very much like the Nazi regime, doesn't it? That's why I call it the Islamo-Nazi regime. The massacre is a trauma etched into the collective consciousness of all the Iranian people throughout the country and throughout the diaspora. At the time, Grand Ayatollah Hussein Ali Mohtazeri, who had been designated to succeed the revolutionary leader Khomeini, condemned the mass executions in an act of dissent